The Cincinnati Reds are in a rain delay. So Tim and I thought, why not take some questions on a bonus Locked On Reds?
You are Locked On Reds, your daily Cincinnati Reds podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Reds. Locked On Reds is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name's Stephen Offenbaker. He is Tim Daniel. We love the baseball. We love the Reds, and we love talking about the baseball and the Reds with you. I've been doing this for 7 seasons now in podcast form. Tim's been on every show out there that's a Reds podcast pretty much. We love doing this. We love hearing from you guys. We love talking Reds baseball with you. So that's what we're going to do on this special bonus episode. The Reds are in a rain delay right now. We saw some interesting things there before the rain forced them to take a break. And I thought, what fun for the folks sitting around on a Friday evening to be able to jump on and chat about it just a little bit. So Tim, that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive right into the questions, the comment sections. CES said, yes. That from Matthew Nelson. That is absolutely right. CES tied the game there with a heavy downpour, lightning in the background. Tim, I couldn't believe that the umpiring crew let it go as long as they did. I couldn't believe they let it go after the fly ball and you see the lightning in the background. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't stop it right then.
Yeah, so I'm sure me, like most people, when the games are on Apple TV, they play the Reds radio feed through the game. And as I'm putting my daughter down, I have my headphones on, I'm listening to the game, and I just hear Tommy and Jeff just talking about like, well, it's really dark over there in Northern Kentucky. And all of a sudden, it's like, I finally get my daughter down, put the game on right when Strand hits, like right when Friedel catches that pop fly in the 6th inning, when you just see like as he's underneath it and all the lightning's just around like the batter's eye. And it's like, all right, I don't think we're going to be playing much longer tonight. And they played a whole other inning.
That's right. And I've never seen, the umpiring crews don't normally let infields get as wet as it was there on the infield, trying to finish out that inning. I think they were like, I hope the Reds score a run here so we can just call this thing and be done.
I wonder this. If this game was not on Apple TV Live, would it have been called sooner?
Oh, absolutely. 100% it would have been. This from our buddy Joseph Gaditza says, CES baby, hope he stays on the field and mashes. It was really good to see him back in the lineup, and clearly he's got his bat speed right now because he hit that ball to straightaway center field in the rain. So he's able to get around right now. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, the single too. I mean, his first hit, even the ground, even his ground out. I thought the bat looked comfortable again. So hopefully that's a thing, because gosh knows we all need some sort of boost into his offense, because you can't count on Austin Hayes to be in the game for more than 10 games in a row. So hopefully this is a good sign, because gosh, man, it'd be really nice to have that guy be who everyone thinks he is.
Joshua Tucker wants to know TJ Friedel for the All-Star game. That's a legit question. Everybody's got to be represented obviously if Hunter Green's healthy, he's probably the guy. From the Reds. Any other guys you would like to lobby for there, Tim?
I think Elly will for sure be in there because of who he is. It just, he's just such a big star and has such a big name. But yeah, I mean, I'm very much all for TJ Friedel making the All-Star game. I think he certainly deserved it. And funny enough, this came up in the Riverfront Slack the other day where, I reminded people that, just because he might not get in a fan vote, I'm sure, who is it? Would be National League manager from the World Series. Was it the Dodgers last year? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it'd be Dave Roberts. I'm sure Dave Roberts is probably pretty well aware of what TJ Friedel's doing right now.
Mr. Jones over here says, I'm voting Gavin Lux All-Star. Why not? The rest of the team's going to be Dodgers. Might as well be a former Dodger that gets to go.
Yeah, I mean, with this one home run, but that OPS plus is looking pretty nice right now.
Andrew Abbott for All-Star, I could live with that. That would be.
I've been petitioning for this on the postcast. That's come up a couple times. Yeah.
Joseph says that Lodolo was battling tonight. Got to grind it out. He was grinding it out. Outside of those back-to-back home runs, he was grinding through it. Obviously there were times he didn't have his best stuff, but then that back foot breaker would drop in and you'd be like, oh, there he is. I remember that guy. Still not quite the consistency we've hoped for from Lodolo, but he has been able to kind of push through and fight his way through. And, and as of right now, if this game resumes, still a tie ball game.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how he bounced back from those back-to-back homers. And even tonight, he got, I think it was a couple innings later, he got himself in another jam and pitched himself out of it, where it was the inning, I can't remember the exact inning, but the runner for Arizona tried to take second base on a pickoff play, and they ended up getting him, and then got a full count on the next batter and struck him out. So, yeah, you're seeing this is the Lodolo we thought we'd get a little bit more of, and obviously we're starting to see some of that a bit here, and thankfully, as they kind of go to the deciding factor of if they're going to play this game or not, he's going to walk away with no decision, but, he did his job, gave him a chance to win. So
we are here live on YouTube on this Friday evening as the Reds are in a rain delay, decided to go quasi banana phone here for the Gen Xers that will remember the banana phone during rain delays, calling into Marty and Joe. I'm just waiting for Adam. Right. I'm waiting for Adam Dunn to pop up in the comment section and ask us about Scott Hatterberg, but we'll see what happens. There's still time. This from Sam. We need to move Noel V. Marte. Tim, you have more trade value than Noel V. Marte does right now because he's hurt. And, 2 weeks a trade chip does not make.
So every time I see the word Sam Merrill, now mind you, I also cover the Cleveland Cavaliers for another website. It always throws me off. So, Sam Merrill, are you going to sign back with the Cavs this offseason is my big question.
That's the big question, huh?
Yeah. But, yeah, I think you're right. I would love nothing more than for Noel V to do what he had been doing basically until he got hurt, because he looked awesome. He looked like he was the everyday third baseman, and that Jeimer Candelario didn't have a spot on this team. But now all that's up in the air because Santiago Espinal's been the everyday third baseman, and I heard what you and Jeff had to say today, and I kind of agreed with everything you said. So
I want to pitch an interesting scenario right now, Tim, as it occurs to me. The Reds are in a rain delay, and Elly De La Cruz is scheduled to land at CVG at about 9:00. If this drags on, could we see late innings heroics, Elly De La Cruz pitch hitting in the 8th or 9th inning if they get this game resumed?
It's like the opposite Tom Browning in the 90 World Series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody have a car waiting at the airport for Elly. That's what I'm
uni
saying.
Just throws the uni on the back
and dressed in the car, right?
Puts his
Drop
spikes
him off
on
right in front of the ballpark. Exactly.
Could you imagine standing outside the ballpark, like, all right, this game's not going to play. I'm going to the banks, and then you just see Elly run through the main gate on Crosley Terrace,
run through the concourse, down the thing, just jump through the gap in the net, and
full on like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall when they debuted on Nitro, just full on like.
Nader Tater says Elly will probably be in the home run derby. Do we want to see that? I'm kind of, you want to see that. I go back and forth because guys, after they're in the home run derby, takes them a week to recover. And I don't know how I feel about that. You would like to see him do it?
Yeah, it's fun. And also brings attention to your team. Good attention at that.
Elly has a good chance to win the home run derby. This is true. This is not wrong.
Yeah. Like Bobby Boucher showing up at the halftime of the Bourbon Bowl. That's pretty awesome.
Like Bobby Boucher showing up at halftime during the Bourbon Bowl. That's right. This could play out, you guys. If they get this game going again, it's going to be another hour before the field dries out enough and they can get it game ready. This is what time now? We're 3. It's 9:30.
Yeah.
He should be getting there anytime now. So this could be a thing. We could see some late inning heroics from Elly De La Cruz.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
It'd
be something we'd be talking about. The Reds really kind of had a meh week, but if that happens where he just comes in and has a big play to win the game after a rain delay, and the TJ Friedel catch all in the same week, we'll remember this week for amazing things and big picture be like, yeah, but they weren't very good.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, nobody's gonna care what the win-loss record was, right?
Yeah, it's like when the Red Sox talk about Carlson Fisk,
right? Not remembering that they lost Game 7. Joseph wants to know what will Candy give him when he's back. Even league average would be helpful. That's true. If he's 100 OPS guy when he comes back, and it means that I never have to see Connor Joe ever again, or I don't have to see Hampson ever again, then yeah, that's an upgrade.
I mean, that Garrett Hampson did have a nice double tonight. So,
well, because we talked about him badly today, and we're undefeated at that around here. I mean, I questioned what CES was going to be. He homers to dead straightaway center field. We talked about Hampson not being much, big double. It's the way it works.
So Sam's
Mostly
going to the Pacers.
Mostly for Jeff. Like that kind of thing bites him more than it bites me. But
yeah, I know.
Going to the Pacers there, Tim, in case you were wondering. I know that warms your heart just a little bit.
Too soon.
All right, what else do you guys want to talk about? We are free rolling here. We don't normally do a show like this with absolutely no pre-planned segments. We are looking to you guys for what you want to talk about or who you want to talk about.
So my guy Logan, one of our everydayers on both of our shows here, would love to see Elly there. What do you guys think of the game so far? It's been a really fun baseball game. Like I talked about this in the Milwaukee game that they won, the Frito catch, that if you weren't a fan of either team and you're just going through MLB TV and you stopped on this game and you're just a baseball fan, you probably really enjoyed it. That's what I feel like tonight is. Arizona gets up to a big 3-0 lead. The Reds battle back and make it, really a competitive game, obviously tie it with that Strand home run before the rain delay. I just feel like it's one of the things where, like, if you weren't a fan of either team and you flip this game on, you just enjoyed baseball, you're probably enjoying it.
Can we talk for a second about the Apple TV broadcast? Now, this might not be a popular opinion, but I really like the Apple television production value of the broadcast. I'm not talking about but I like the look, the sleekness. Same. I like all of that. I was texting with Jeff during the first couple innings and telling him if I could build like the perfect broadcast, I would take that Apple graphics pack and move that over, and I would put Sadak and Welsh in the booth. And I would be a happy guy. That would be kind of and I know there's people that prefer Thrall or prefer Cowboy. And I go with Chris just because he's a friend. And I get to talk to him a lot.
Yeah, but John's both of our buddies. So yeah.
Right. And John's both of our buddies. So I go with that broadcast booth. But the look of an Apple TV broadcast, I really like the look of it. Now, I would prefer our own announcers, but I like the look.
Yeah, it has kind of like a video game menu kind of look to it. I dig it. I do. And I'm with you. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I really enjoy the fact that I can put on that broadcast and then I can just put on the radio feed. You're going to have hard pressed to find people who love Dontrelle Willis more than I do. But even I admit he's not the best broadcaster by any means. So,
all right, let's just take a quick pause and we'll get right back into the questions and the comments. Today's bonus episode of Locked On Reds is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, the NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. You can get in there on all of these NBA Finals games. If you don't want to bet basketball, baseball is a good place to start. Pick your favorite player for a hit tomorrow. Try that, because if you get over to FanDuel right now, new customers are going to get a $200 in bonus bets back if your first $5 bet wins. So take your favorite guy to get you a hit. He might win you $200. Just head over to FanDuel.com right now and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you're getting $200 in bonus bets back. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thanks, as always, for making Locked On Reds your however many numbers of listens it is today. We are live with a bonus episode here during the Friday night rain delay. The Cincinnati Reds taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks out at GABP, currently in a rain delay. Tim Daniel of the Reds Postcast jumped on and joined me here so that we can talk with you guys, because like I say all the time, we just love talking baseball with you guys. So watching how this is pulled out, Tim, I know you listened to the conversation earlier. Where are you on your level of optimism / hope / this team can still be relevant / they could win a wild card? Where are you at in all this?
I think those who do tune into the postcast have definitely seen my optimism wane, which is very surprising for me. But when you have to go in there after every game, it's a little hard to keep it going, obviously. But do I still think this team could have everything go right and make a shot at the wild card at this point? Yes. Am I guaranteeing it? No. But I do think that there is enough good players on the team. I know, like, I know you like you. I have not given up on Matt McLean. I just can't. But
Can't do it.
also, they gotta. It's Cowboys said a nail on the head tonight. We keep saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Eventually, it has to happen. So, and I'm thinking that maybe after the All-Star break, because if you remember, Gavin Lux went through a very similar thing his last year with the Dodgers. Couldn't hit the side of a barn the first half of the season, and then just got going. So I think that's going to be very, very possible that that's going to happen. And of course, Elly's a spark, and they can get Austin Hayes to be on the field for longer than 10 games. Yeah, I'm definitely optimistic it still happen. I'm just the people who are in here saying that it's not possible. I don't have an argument against them. I can't fight them on it.
Tommy St. Clair says this is his first chat. Been a fan all his life. Tommy, welcome. Make sure you click subscribe and notification bell and follow us in the audio feeds because we're here all the time. So do those things and you'll never miss an episode. So let's do this. Casey wants to know how's the weather in Hawaii. It's not raining. It's hot. I've got the air conditioner running. Things are great. Matthew checks in and says, I wish Lucas Sims was at this game. If you ever want to hear the inside story of the Lucas Sims rain delay game, get back in our archives for the last interview we did with Lucas, I think 2 springs ago. He kind of broke down what was being said on the field with Jeff and I. It's a funny story.
You can just search Lucas Sims. You don't have to go through every episode. There's probably 4,000 between then and now.
Jeremy wants to know if any of us are going to be at the Reds games tomorrow. I don't know about Jeff. I'm in Hawaii right now. I'm next in town in July. So it'll be the next time I'm at games. Tim, you going down?
No, the weekends are hard, man. My wife works on the weekends, so I'm playing dad most of the weekends, and a 2-year-old in a full stadium is something that's pretty hard. So
Logan asks, is it actually possible for Elly to come into this game? Yes, he's on the roster. He's active. If he shows up at the ballpark, he can go in. Yeah, I'm kind of pulling for that. I want that to happen now. No matter what I want that to happen.
Yeah, it's like for the wrestling geeks like me, like the number 30 in the Royal Rumble every year. Like, who's it gonna be? Like, they're like, is that Elly De La Cruz's music?
Oh yeah, they could like do the lights, do some kind of a light thing. Yeah, that would be good. Justin talks about the stats they show on the Apple TV broadcast.
Love it.
I like the stats and the probabilities and
I love
the little extra stuff that you don't get on the mainstream broadcast. But there's also, and I can appreciate the people that don't necessarily like that stuff, that they kind of like the old feel of things. And I get that too. I don't enjoy a particularly busy score bug. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like lots of bells and whistles, but I do like the extra stuff Apple gives, and I like that most of it's non-intrusive. It's got that see-through font nearly where you can kind of still see what's going on behind it and things like that. I like that broadcast.
Yeah, it's got some MLB The Show vibes. I dig it.
Who else are we looking at here? What else do you guys want to talk about? We're
For
doing
the record, the postcast title is misspelled. Josh, I typed it in so fast. If they don't finish up the game tonight, I'll just do it.
We'll talk about this a little bit. See, they've got a guy over there on the postcast that
he's an idiot,
and he's probably northern. Never mind, I'm not going to do that. Alienate listenership. He probably went to school with Jeff in West Alabama. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think people get I think we can kind of go behind the curtain here. When the postcast, the best way to kind of describe our correlation between my show and your show is, we work in the same building, but we work on different floors.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the 700 WLW guys and the ESPN 1530 guys, right?
Exactly.
Like, same building, but there's a little separation going on there. That's why I wanted you to jump on with me tonight. People have asked a couple times, like, well, when's Tim going to be back on again? And the last few weeks have been crazy. And this seemed like a prime opportunity to get you on here and talk about some things. So Joseph wants to know when we could get Noelvi back. I'm thinking All-Star break. That was a pretty significant injury that he had going on. I don't see any chance for him to be back. What I would love to see is the timing to work out such that he could be on rehab before the All-Star break and then just join up with the team out of the All-Star break. I would love for it to play out that way. But that even feels slightly optimistic to me.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing that being the case. But yeah, I mean, if they can get him back in August, that would be awesome. That by August, I should say, because that's going to be your best bet. But yeah, that injury, how it happened out of the blue. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Where to go? Burning question from Logan: buyers or sellers? Tim, we've been talking about this on the main mothership feed. What are your thoughts?
I think you still got to be buyers, because what are you selling? Do you really want to trade TJ Friedel? Do you really want to trade? I have people in the chat all the time on the postcast who are like, I've had enough. Trade Hunter Green and Elly. And I'm like, are you serious? That is what you want to do? That is what you want? Like, go watch something else at that point, because
Yeah,
like, it would be pretty dull. It'd be pretty bad.
have we heard anything about Sam Mull? I actually haven't heard anything about Sam Mull in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Tim might get on the Google machine over there real quick and see if we can find an update on Sam Mull. You know, Sam Mull would be a great boost to this bullpen. I would like to have good form Sam Mull back in this bullpen right about now. They seem to have struggled as of late, but I just don't know. I don't want them to rush him back either. I need it to be Sam Mull that's ready to go.
Yeah, I wasn't ignoring you.
I know you're.
Our bosses just text me. So,
Aha.
Yeah, they said don't do a postcast if the game doesn't finish tonight. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah,
possible. Game is tied, folks. While it is long enough already to be a completed game is tied at the end of a full inning. So I'm looking at this radar and thinking maybe we've got like a 1 o'clock resumption followed by a 4 o'clock regular game tomorrow. That would seem to be something that would make sense. So obviously the Castellinis are against it.
Yeah. So is Apple.
And Apple would for sure be against it.
Will's asked a lot about CES. Been pretty fun. Happy to see it.
We talked about this right at the top, Will, our thoughts on CES. I want to see more of that. Give me all of that. A healthy CES that could be good for 30 home runs or so, I would be very, very happy with. They talked about this on the Apple broadcast that, this ballpark is built for power. This ballpark is built for a team to hit a lot of home runs. The Reds at home
there it is.
Out hit.
This game has been suspended due to the rain. This game will resume tomorrow at 2. Hold on. Phone. Come on. At 2:10, and regularly scheduled game will be in approximately 40 minutes after the suspended game ends, but not prior to 4:10 p.m. Eastern.
All right, gang. There you go. The game's not going to resume tonight. Going to get a little break on your postcast tonight, Tim. And yet here we are. I've still got you live streaming. So how is that?
Well, man, the people who don't like me get 2 Tims tomorrow. I'm really sorry.
Wow. The feed is going to be clogged. But
guys, Will, please don't apologize by any means, Will. We love the enthusiasm. We want the enthusiasm. This is why we come and do this stuff. Like, please don't ever think that we are upset with you by any means. We love that you're.
You guys keep asking your questions. We started to talk about a little bit about Candelario. I'm just curious. If you've got to use him, and let's just say he gives you 100 to 110 OPS plus. Obviously, he's going to be on the team. He's going to be in the lineup. Are you playing him at first base? You're playing him at third base.
Designated hitter.
Okay. Well, that becomes a little easier now that Austin Wynns is gone and we're done with the 3-catcher experiment. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I like him at DH though. I
don't like him on the team in general, Steve. But
I think I would play him at first base, and I would put Spencer Steer at third base.
Okay, so what do you do with Strand at that point?
I'm sorry.
What do you do with CES at that point?
Designated hitter.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. The less that he has to move, probably the better. You're probably right.
So, whatever I can do to keep him from hurting himself, Tim.
Yeah.
Just bubble wrap him in between innings.
Yeah, I'm normally not one that cares about contracts. Like when people get all up in arms about what a player signed for, I normally don't care. But that's the one where I'm like, God, why did it happen that way?
All right, gang. Well, we have the word from the Reds. They are calling it a night. Game will resume tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. Hopefully the field dries out. Things are good to go. That 2 o'clock resumption will be followed by game 2 of this series with the Diamondbacks. Tim, thanks a lot for jumping on here and doing this thing. So now definitely, by the way, Elly De La Cruz will be available to
That's right.
In
That's right.
tomorrow's game.
There you
So
go.
I know I would prefer the drama of him running through the rain on the concourse at Great American Ballpark, but alas, we're not going to get that. That's going to do it for this bonus edition of Locked On Reds. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Make sure you're checking us out. Check out Tim Daniel on the Reds postcast. Check out Locked On MLB. Our guy Sully's over there, entertaining as always, covering baseball from a national perspective. We got lots of good stuff here for you on the Locked On Podcast Network. We're going to keep gathering up the news, the notes, and the information to keep you locked on Reds every single day.
So now what do we do?
Well, it's still early here. I think I'm going out.
I'm going to watch Star Wars.